New El Alamein is a brand new city being built on Egypt's north coast, right on the Mediterranean Sea. For years, my YouTube followers have asked me to go to New El Alamein and make a video showing this futuristic city, so I finally did. The mega project of New El Alamein features luxury 5-star resorts, residential skyscrapers, shopping malls, and even a new presidential palace. The Egyptian government hails New El Alamein as a way to modernize Egypt and provide more options for Egyptians to move out of central Cairo, but not everyone supports the expense going into the construction and development of an entirely new city. In this video, I'm going to show you New El Alamein from the perspective I got while driving around the city, because public transit is not available to get around, at least not yet. And I'll talk about the project, the controversy, and what the future holds, with several of Egypt's largest developers all working on projects in the area. Throughout the video, please leave a comment letting me know your thoughts on this brand new city and whether you would visit this when you come to Egypt. It's definitely a far cry from the ancient Egyptian history that most tourists come to Egypt to see, but it's definitely an interesting concept, building a brand new city on the Mediterranean Sea, and the beaches are really beautiful, even though I don't show you any in this video. This video is more focusing on the city itself and the new buildings, but the beaches in New El Alamein are really beautiful. The north coast of Egypt is gorgeous, but would you visit this place when you come to Egypt, or what do you think about the government's new project developing a brand new city on the Mediterranean Sea? New El Alamein is also close to a lot of World War II history, but I'm not going to talk about this during this video because I already made a video before going over all the important World War II historic sites in the area. So check out that video if you're interested in going to the War Museum, to the War Memorial, or to any of the World War II historical sites in the area. And again, there are gorgeous beaches with turquoise blue water and white sand all over the north coast, but you're not going to see that in this video because the focus of this video is the building project, the skyscrapers, and the city of New El Alamein. If you don't know me already, my name is Gus, and I started Egypt Adventures Travel because I love Egypt and I want to help people have amazing trips there. I lead several group tours to Egypt per year. I recently launched a group tour to Jordan, and I also help plan private tours and join as a private guide. You can go to my website, egyptadventurestravel.com, to learn about upcoming group tours or just to read lots of information about travel to Egypt. El Alamein in Arabic means the two worlds, and the city of El Alamein has already been around for quite a while before the development of New El Alamein, which is in the same area as the old city. Pretty much everything that you see in this video is part of New El Alamein and part of the building projects that were inaugurated by President Sisi back in 2018. New El Alamein has a similar goal to Egypt's new capital, Al-Asima Al-Jadida, which I talk about in another YouTube video. You can check out that YouTube video if you're interested in seeing footage at Egypt's new capital and learning about that project and the controversy surrounding it. Even though Egypt's new capital's main goal is the movement of government offices, embassies, and government business out of central Cairo, both the new capital and New El Alamein have a shared goal of providing more places for Egyptians to live outside of the main parts of Cairo, especially considering the density of Cairo's population and also Egypt's population as a whole continuing to increase. Of course, not everyone agrees with the massive resources needed to build entirely brand new cities, and also lots of people are against these new building projects. New El Alamein is also seen as a way for Egypt to increase tourism along its north coast, the coastline that borders the Mediterranean Sea. And this totally makes sense considering that not many international tourists see the north coast as a destination they want to visit, and many of them don't even know about it at all. I work with people all the time who don't realize that Egypt has beautiful beaches along the north coast. You only want to visit them between May through September because in the fall, winter, and spring, the weather is a bit cooler and the water is a bit cooler and it's not very comfortable to be on the beach. But in the summertime, the north coast is gorgeous and the temperature is perfect for being outside during the day. Plus, New El Alamein has lots of public spaces which are not present in other parts of the north coast. So in New El Alamein, certain places like shopping malls or restaurants or stores you can just go into as somebody from the public, whereas a lot of other parts of the North Coast are all gated communities. These communities are all over the place, and residents have to use special QR codes to enter. If you don't have a QR code, you can't even go into a restaurant or a store that's inside of a gated community, and almost all of the beaches and coastline are also inside these gated communities. So New El Alamein provides more public access for everyday people. I didn't see any public beaches in the main area of New El Alamein with all of these skyscrapers, but there are some that are close by. New El Alamein is located about a 3-hour drive northwest from central Cairo, a little bit closer if you're out in the west of Cairo in the suburbs. It's also about an hour and a half drive west from Alexandria along the Mediterranean coastline. The center of New El Alamein is where the Rixos hotel is that you see on the map, or downtown New El Alamein. That whole area is the area that has all those new skyscrapers that you saw clips of and that I'm going to talk a bit more about later on in the video. To get to New El Alamein from Cairo, you have to take a car because taking public transit is going to be a gigantic headache. You can actually take Uber to get all the way from Cairo to New El Alamein, and it only costs about 40 to 50 US dollars for the one-way trip, which if you split that amongst a couple of people is a really good deal. I actually rented a car, which I said I would never do in Egypt, but I thought it's just the best way to get to New El Alamein and also to get around. The rental car cost about 200 US dollars total with the insurance and with all the taxes and fees, and we had the car for 6 days, so that was a pretty good deal, and it made it really convenient to get around. For the first time ever, I am about to drive a car in Egypt, so pray for me. Everything went totally fine with the car rental, and while I wouldn't recommend renting a car to somebody who is in Egypt for the first time, because yes, the roads in Egypt are crazy, and it is really a steep learning curve for somebody who has never driven in Egypt before, or has ever experienced the traffic in Egypt before. But for me, having lived in Egypt for quite a long time, and knowing what to expect, having been in countless vehicles all over the place, I figured I should give it a try, and everything turned out just fine. Now that we've talked about New El Alamein city and talked about the controversies surrounding this new mega project, I want to focus on some of the specific skyscrapers that they've completed or that are under construction in the area, and also talk about the 2 shopping malls that we visited. The first set of buildings that I want to highlight are the Masa Towers. Masa in Arabic means diamond, and the 2 towers at the front of this complex are the host of the Rixos Premium New El Alamein Hotel, a 5-star resort right on the Mediterranean Sea. And then the other 4 interconnected towers house serviced apartments, so kind of like a hotel-like apartment stay where somebody comes in and cleans and takes care of the space. This project is fully complete, so tourists can come stay at the Rixos Premium New El Alamein Hotel. And on the bottom complex of the towers is O Mall, a pretty small shopping mall that has a few stores, but the big feature is the Saudi market. Saudi is a big chain of supermarkets in Egypt, and it's a great place to go, kind of a one-stop shop for all of your groceries. I thought the El Masa Towers were definitely the coolest architectural features in New El Alamein, especially when they're lit up at night. I thought all of the colors and the lights lit up at night was really breathtaking and very interesting and unique design right on Egypt's Mediterranean coast. Now I'll show you the North Edge Towers. These are 5 towers and each one has 40 floors, and they're going to be a mixture of residential spaces and also office space when they're fully complete. Right next to the North Edge Towers are the Gate Towers, and these towers look really unique depending on which angle you're viewing them from. If you look at them head on, they look just like tall, narrow skyscrapers. But if you look at the Gate Towers from the side, you'll notice that they're actually really wide buildings, and each one has a cutout in it, hence the name The Gate. It was fun to drive around these towers or everywhere we were in New El Alamein to look at the angle and to see how the perspective changed. When looking at the architecture in New El Alamein, many people criticize it, saying that it looks like the buildings that are being built in Dubai and in Abu Dhabi. But of course, for some people, this is actually a benefit because some people love the architecture and the vibe of those cities. I'd love to read through people's comments and see what everybody thinks about the architecture that I'm showing you in this video. The second shopping mall in the area is a lot bigger than O Mall, and it's called North Square Mall, and it's right by the Gate Towers. We went here several times because, like I said earlier, it's one of the few places in the area that you don't need a QR code in order to access. The last towers I'll show you are called, according to Hassan Alem Construction, the new Alamein Towers. Although I couldn't find out if this was their actual official name, because when I searched for new Alamein Towers, every single tower came up because all of these skyscrapers are all technically new Alamein Towers. So if anybody knows the actual name for these buildings, drop a comment and let us know, because I would love to know. You'll notice that there's 8 of them in total, and it looks like there's a few of them that are made identically and kind of in a symmetrical design. These towers make up the furthest western development that I noticed in New El Alamein at the making of this video in July of 2025. I hope you enjoyed checking out Egypt's new city of New El Alamein on the Mediterranean coast with me and looking at all of the brand new skyscrapers that are being built out on the Mediterranean Sea. Remember, there is also a ton of World War II history to see in the New El Alamein area, including the War Museum, the War Memorial, and also the Italian Memorial and German Memorial. So make sure to check out my other YouTube video going over the World War II historical sites if that's something that you are interested in seeing in the area. While New El Alamein is not a destination that's on most tourist lists, if you ever want a place to go and stay on beautiful beaches in the months of June, July, and August when the rest of Egypt is blisteringly hot, you might want to consider coming up to Egypt's north coast and checking out New El Alamein and the surrounding area. I'm looking forward to reading everyone's comments and getting back to folks' questions, hearing about everybody's thoughts and opinions about this new development, and replying to every single one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.